Hi, this is Julieann Ash. I'm the director of Midwest Educational Therapy and Associates, and we're talking today about the second part of the big three. Just to remind you, the big three was initiation, planning, and then organization of time and materials. A lot of individuals, parents come to me and say, how do I know that my child is struggling with planning? And how do I tell the difference between that and they're not motivated? Well, let's think about motivation just briefly. If your child was typically pretty enthusiastic, looking forward to school, really wanted to do things, was engaged when they were little, they probably still have that in there, but it may be layered over with the fact that they don't know how to tell their brain how to plan. Planning looks deceptively simple, but it's a very complex task. An individual has to know what's important, what's salient. Then they have to break it down. Then they have to be able to prioritize. And by this time, a lot of our students' brains are just overwhelmed and overloaded. What happens is it becomes too much and the working memory shuts down and the child gives up. It's overload, flood, and then shut down. It becomes easier to avoid it, to put it off, and maybe hopefully the anxiety and guilt will help you with your planning motivation, even though that in and of itself adds to the problem, because they don't have the skills appropriate to their brain to help them understand how to break things down and make sense of what they need to do. We work with a lot of students, adolescents, college students, graduate students, and even adults that struggle with planning. So once they acquire the executive function skills that enable them to tell their brain how to plan in a way that makes sense to their brain, they're oftentimes much more successful, much less stressed, and now are in control of where they're going to go.